Hello, and welcome to another day of Advent of Cyber. We're still on the networking series, and today's challenge is where are the reindeers? So, first, let me start the machine so we can get our IP address. And so, for this challenge, we're going to need to use the attack box. So let me start that. Okay, so let me scroll up. McDatabase admin came rushing into the room and cried to McSkitty, who is us, "We've been locked out of the reindeer schedule. How will Santa's transportation work for Christmas? The Grinch has locked McDatabase admin out of his system. You need to probe the external surface of the server to see if you can get his access back." So, in this challenge, we will be working with Microsoft SQL Server, which is a relational database management system, or the acronym is RDBMS. And a simple way to think of a relational database is a group of tables that have a relation or relationships. So, to gain a better understanding, we have an example. Suppose we have three tables: electronic items, customers, and invoices, and each items in the electronic items table has an ID, a name, a price, and a quantity, and each item in the customers table has an ID, a name, an email, and a phone. Well, the invoice table will refer to a customer and one or more electronic items. The invoice table will refer to an entity from another table using its ID. So this way, we only need to have the customer data and electronic item details written once instead of copying them to each new invoice. This case is a simplified example of a relational database. So the figure is shown. As you can see, the two tables of customers and electronic items are linked in the invoice by their ID. So you will see, for example, the customer 101 is Michael, and we see that Michael has a USB flash drive and a LED 27-inch screen. And so in the invoice table, we see on row 3, 101, 3, and 1, we see this corresponds to Michael and a USB flash memory and an LED screen. So essentially, as it said, this means that we will only need to write this one time as opposed to write this twice. Because if we didn't have this relation, that means there will be two entries in this table: 101.1, 101.3, since Michael has two electronic items. Now, continuing on, the transportation schedule is in the reindeer database. However, McDatabase admin can no longer log into his system after the Grinch has changed the system password. Oh no! Let's see how we can help. Make sure you have started the machine attached along with the attack box, because we're going to need it for this challenge. Give them a few minutes to fully start before proceeding to answer the following questions. Okay. You have decided that the first step will be to check the following. You decided that the first step will be to check the running service on 10.10.41.189, which is our IP address. So let's do that. 10.10. 141, 189. And we had to do the dash PN because Microsoft Windows does not respond to ping probes by default. And we need to find the open port related to Microsoft SQL Server. And that looks to be 3389. Oh, let's try 1433. Yes, okay. Microsoft SQL Server. Again, make sure you pay attention. Knowing the Microsoft SQL Server is running and accessible over the network, we want to check if our username and password are still valid. Using the attack box terminal, we will use the command skiwish, an interactive database shell. A simple syntax would be skiwish -s server -u username -p password. So -s is the server, which is our IP, -u is the username, and -p is the password. So let's type this. We'll copy this. Okay, I'm gonna have to type it. T7. Okay. If the connection is successful, you will get a prompt. What is the prompt you have received? So one. So this is the prompt. One greater than. Database admin told us the database name is Reindeer and it has 3 tables: name, present, schedules. To display the table names, you can use the syntax select from table name where condition. Select from is used to return specific columns. Star refers to all the columns. From table, specify the table you want to read from, where condition, and it specifies specific rows. In the terminal below, we execute the query select star from reindeer.dbo.names. This query should dump all the contents of the table names from the database Reindeer. Note that the semicolon indicates the end of the SQL query, while go sends an SQL batch to the database. We can see 4 columns in the table displayed above: ID, first name, last name, and nickname. What is the first name of the ID of the reindeer of ID 9? Rudolph. Okay. So now check the table schedule. What is the destination of the trip scheduled on December 7th? So if we say select from schedule dot no. Reindeer.dbo.schedule. Go. Okay. Now, December 7th is Prague. select star from reindeer.dbo.present. Go. Go. Okay, what did I not? Go. Select star from reindeer.dbo.present. Go. Okay. So, what is the quantity available for the present power bank? Power bank 25,000. You have done fantastic work. You have helped make database admin retrieve the schedule. Now let's see if we can run Microsoft Windows commands while interacting with the database. Some Microsoft SQL servers have XP command shell enabled. If this is the case, we might have access to something similar to a command prompt. The command syntax is XP command shell command. Let's try a simple command of who am I, which shows the user running the commands. In the terminal output below, after connecting to the Microsoft SQL Server, we tried XP command shell who am I, and we can see that the user is NT service Microsoft SQL Server. This means that any command we pass to XP command shell will run as the Microsoft SQL Server. We can run other commands that we can execute on the Microsoft Windows command line. For example, we can use dir or directory to list files and directories and type file name to display the contents of a file. Consider the example in the terminal window below where we reveal the contents of the text file windows update.log. There is a flag in the Grinch user's home directory. What are its contents? So I'm going to say XP command shell. Who am I? I'm just going to type who am I and go. Okay, so XP command shell. Let's see. I think. Oh, no. So. I'm going to list the directory. Oh, this ain't going to work. See users, see Windows. Okay. So I'm listing the directories because I need to find the users. Okay. I'm okay. So let's try. Okay. I was looking in the wrong folder. It was users. So Grinch. Okay. So we're getting close. Grinch. There should be a desktop. Yep. Mm, okay. So it's not on the desktop. It's under documents. Ah, so they. 'Cause most times in Windows you would check the desktop. Oh, that's not gonna work. Yeah, so it is type. Okay, let's see. Copy, paste. All right. So we had to enumerate the file system. Like I said, I was looking in Windows originally, the Windows folder. I had to look in users, found Grinch, and then I looked in desktop. It wasn't there. I had to look under documents. Sneaky, sneaky. So now, congratulations. The flag you have recovered contains the password of Mac Database Admin. In this task, we learn how to use Skiwish to interact with MySQL, Microsoft SQL Server. We learned that if XP Command Shell is enabled, we can execute system commands and read the output using Skiwish. So we have completed. And that's the end of this challenge. And I have learned quite a bit because I have not used this command at all. I have used Microsoft SQL Server, but I haven't used this command. So this was pretty fun. And I can't wait to see you in the next challenge. Have a good day. Bye.